All right, Ravi. This is so amazing that we get
Yes.
to be here in person with each other after 11 sessions online.
Yes.
Yeah.
It unfolded so we're both in Puerto Vallarta and that we can do this work without me having to go to Canada and shovel snow for 3 days to get through your door.
Well, it wouldn't be quite that.
Yeah.
I'd have it already shoveled before you got there.
Thank you. You and Suzanne are so kind.
So we did meet a couple of weeks ago online, and I didn't bring my notes with me to Puerto Vallarta about what we did. So maybe you can just fill me in,
Yep.
remind me.
Yep. So the last session we did was a couple of weeks ago now because we knew that you were going to be in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm already in Mexico. It's a 2-hour flight. It made great synergy for me to be able to come see you. And the session we covered was basically, it was a challenging session. It was a big session where we explored the possibilities and where I felt in relation to the possibility of imagining that there is the kind of partner I want out there. And I could meet
Yes,
them.
I'm remembering now. Yes.
And that was after a series of sessions where making some really good breakthroughs in terms of business, life, creating a life and a business that is really intersecting. And a lot of innovation happened in the session prior to the last around how I make my content. I'm finding my voice a lot more. I'm speaking a lot more about my passions, and it's actually really resonating with people. So that's been great.
Wonderful.
I'm entering my strength more. I'm fighting for the things I believe in. And then the last session that we had was probably our most challenging one yet. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really challenging.
Yeah.
Some of your inner belief systems, I would say.
Yeah.
About what's possible or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the overall feel of the session was really about starting the process of making that decision, because I recognize it is a decision. It always is. And it was just about starting to open up space to where I can allow myself to decide to see it as possible.
Yeah, because if you're not going to even allow that possibility into your field, how is it going to enter?
Quite right. So in that session, it was quite difficult, but of course that's how this work goes. After you open up more, you're slowly opening up.
So you felt yourself opening more.
Well, yeah.
Afterwards, yeah.
Well, I think for me, how I catch myself and how I know things are shifting is my behaviors will change, and I will do things more conducive with my actual goals. It's a complicated thing with people, but I know for myself, when I'm starting to shift, I'll read more. That's allowing me to change what is here is like books on psychology and inner work and thinking, right? They're quite popular, and it's going to that. But I myself spontaneously am coming to like, all right, Ravi, let's just do the work, right? So the content I'm exposing myself to is just like all about embracing the possibility. And I feel better about it now. Absolutely. Considerably better than I did.
Okay.
Right?
Good. So how far have you gone with just allowing some level of vision to drop in about, I mean, you have talked about what you want, but I remember in the session, it was just like, I want that, but I can't have it because this is what I see as reality, which in a sense is saying reality has already been formed and I have no part in it. I'm just the puppet of what's I already see. But of course, what you already see is what's already been created. It's old.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is about bringing in the new, the very new that you've been asking for.
Yeah. So, as you know, I took a long break from dating. And I made so many changes during the time that we've been working together. I stepped away from communities and belief systems that I know were not going to get me what I want at all. You know, and there's no judgment, of course. Love and respect for all those people. And they did help me in the past in some ways. But now I've made a lot of different decisions. I've changed a lot about myself. I've changed about like, how I show up, what I'm doing, who I'm around. You know, a lot.
Yep.
And as I've done that, you know, and of course, clearly I've been away from dating for almost 2 years.
Okay.
So it's a long time.
Yeah.
So not about a week ago, started to open myself up again and go on dates again. Right. And just, if I see women out and I want to speak to one, if I feel particularly compelled, I'll just go and say hi or like whatever. And I've been doing this. So that energy is back.
Okay.
Okay. And must be honest, right? I feel a level of passion and almost determination for a variety of reasons. One of them is the conversation we had, well, the session we had previously was really exposing, for me, this compassion for modern women, because the experience that I'm having, I don't think it benefits either males or females.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's not to be in any way judgmental between either of the sexes, because that doesn't help any of us. We're supposed to be together. We're stronger together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not in their interest to be completely alone and isolated without someone who's going to be completely committed to them. That doesn't benefit them. And for me, my instinct as a man is to actually build something positive. I believe in the family, and I want to have that. And I want all the people who follow me to have it too.
And change that from a want to, and that's what I'm creating for myself. That's what I'm bringing in.
That is absolutely what I'm bringing in, and I won't accept anything else. But that has given me a certain vigor, because I know I'm fighting for a good thing. Like, I know me going out, me remaining steadfast in my belief system is a good thing for the world. It's a good thing for me and everyone else.
Yeah.
I feel enamored.
Yeah, because wavering from it, or even just losing hope around it, or, you know, resigning yourself to, well, I can't have that, it's not helping anything. It's not helping you, and it's not helping anyone else either, because really you're pioneering your way into something that has been known through the traditions, but has been lost for, you know, all kinds of tragic reasons.
And that's what I found really helpful about our last session. It was really, and I think you helped me understand some other aspects in society and give me a really good recommendation for a documentary, which I watched, and I'm happy to link that. It's really good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just reference it. Jason Christoph's documentary, Planet Mind Control. I thought it really helped me connect the dots that I've been trying to connect for 5 years, understanding, hitting my head against the brick wall saying, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is not normal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And now, on the basis of that evidence, on the basis of the previous session that we did, I now understand what we're experiencing is there's a mass cultural hypnosis, and women aren't acting in their own interest. No,
they're not. A lot of them aren't, because they're under the spell.
Of course they are. Like impossibility prior to that session. I couldn't even imagine how I could start to connect with women who haven't been subjected to this kind of indoctrination, because the experiences I was having, as I was sharing with you, were we start dating, then a month or two in, they spontaneously decide for whatever reason they need to go and discover themselves or travel or whatever the case may be, and just go away. And it's like a repetitive thing that keeps happening to me. It's basically the same things happen 3 or 4 times. And I began to think, well, something else is going on here. I don't really get it. And is it ever going to stop? And I recognized that part of me was actually just quite defeated by that, because it's been a repetitive experience. However, after the session and also just doing research after, I understood, okay, this is engineered. This is like imprinting, programming that when we're feeling connection, we're actually starting to build something. Something's activating, it's probably a form of self-sabotage. It's now not normal within many men and women's nervous system to have partnership. And because we cling to the tribe, now we've been conditioned to just be single. And of course, that's great for people who want to make tax collections, and having people single means that there's more accommodation, means there's way more you can extract from the population. They're easier to control if they have no stake in society. So,
unless, well, and also it destabilizes a person's sense of inner security.
Absolutely.
You know, they feel more alone with that disconnection, and because we do stabilize each other when we're in numbers.
yes.
But we destabilize each other in numbers if they're small.
Yep, that's it. And following the session, I understood, wait a minute. The objections I'm getting, the experiences I'm getting, it's not rational behavior. It's not actually me. And it's not actually her. This isn't sanity speaking. This is conditioning, programming. And after that, I actually started to look at this differently. And instead of looking at it as some sort of kind of impossible task, there are ways to pierce the veil. There are women who are more open, who haven't been completely indoctrinated. And even with what Coach D teaches in our program, communication skills, presence, actually being deeply present with someone, there are still ways to actually get through. And for that reason, there's no reason for us, certainly with what I'm building, us to be demoralized by this. That is the opposite of what we need to be doing. What we need to be doing is seeing this as skill, and seeing it as just being able to be extremely present with someone. So probably these apps are a nightmare, because how can I mean, their conditioning is just going to be totally exposed. That's the only thing you can go off. You're just going to come up against brainwashing. In person, humans are still human. So I have a renewed sense of hope and optimism, and also just a vigor to just go and push. Not only for myself, but like I feel now empowered to go out, to speak to as many people, men, women, and help them understand this is how we're going to have to build connections now.
Yeah. And when you get right down to the core of what people really want from a heart level, that's what everyone's craving for: connection, depth, intimacy, right? Even if they don't, there are many that have lost their way so far that they don't even see that. They don't even see the value in that anymore, unfortunately. But if you're able to break the veil just enough, you get down to the truth that that's really what all of us who are human are looking for.
Yes.
It's the core of who we are.
It absolutely is.
To be in an exchange that is loving, supportive, caring, generous.
Yeah. And that space is there for us to create and enter that. And what I'm seeing, I mean, I've only got back in dating like 10 days ago. From dating a couple women now, it's clear that they've been demoralized so much that they themselves don't want a relationship. They don't. They can't even accept it.
So how did they end up going on a date with you if they don't want to?
Unfortunately, online dating is a very toxic thing, and I haven't done it for years. In online dating, people are so inundated with profiles and messages, and it warps their psyche so much that sometimes women are just going on a date just purely to just see where they are, see where they are in the world, where they are in reality now, just to have some minuscule like moment of clarity, almost, to just see some sense.
So what I'm sensing in that is that there's more a measurement of where's my life going from how how things play out from the
Yes.
outside rather than, the inquiry that needs to happen on the inside, which of course has been the whole process that you and I have been participating in, is to examine things from the inside and go deep enough into what is really the truth for Ravi.
Definitely.
And getting all that other noise and chaos out of the way. And so here's what we're seeing now. We're seeing you, Ravi, who's coming forward with a lot more clarity about
Absolutely.
who you are, rather than trying to measure it by everything out here, which is where you lost your sense of hope,
Yes.
because you were measuring it by what is already there, rather than by what influence you could be having
So,
because of your deep heartfelt desires.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a swathe of people who are so demoralized. They're not having children. They're not doing these sorts of things. Frankly, many of these people have given up. And their app use is really just ego validation. Like, am I still here? Do I still exist?
Am I a man or a woman?
Yeah.
That's something else.
Yes. Yeah. The level of uncertainty, right? To where they're not. No, it's not all women. I went on one date with a really lovely woman. Again, she was more spiritual. She was more awake. She actually had a really powerful personality, and that was an incredible experience for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible experience for both of us. She's very open-minded. Interestingly enough, what I'm seeing is she's a woman who's like a nomad, so she travels the entire world. She's lived in the rainforest. She's done all these sorts of things. She's not really into the social conditioning of the city, which all it does is make you extremely insecure.
Mm-hmm.
So she hasn't had that done to her, and she's very awake. So there's a great subset of women out there who are already like pretty good, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having good experiences here and there too.
Great. So, Ravi,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to, in terms of outcome from our session here today? How would you like to see this play out in terms of next piece of evolution for you?
I'm interested in getting myself to the next level. I'm already aware that like my body and mind is allowing me to go out and connect again. It is.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm interested in now doing is like being open-minded enough and letting go of my limits from the past, right? And recognizing them as completely mind-generated, and actually like trying to establish a new way of looking at life, at relationship, with a new set of paradigms and principles that this, I think, should be embraced as a total limitless possibility. I think it should be embraced as something that I don't have inherent limits. Even though I believed that in the past, that it's not possible for me.
Mm-hmm.
The new frame I want to establish is that all of us are in this world are equal. Every human being is equal. Every human being has an opportunity to make the absolute best of their experience in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And my baggage from the past, and frankly, playing the online game, which messed my head up massively, rather than being in the world, these things have done something to my conditioning and placed these limits on me.
Yeah.
And I now want to operate without any of these limits and sincerely go into the world just as a student, looking at each day, looking at each interaction with each woman as an opportunity just to learn how to be better in some capacity, or learn more about myself, and just enjoy the entire process for the good, for the bad. I feel like I've already made progress.
Because each experience is going to be a stepping stone along the pathway of what it is that you're bringing in for yourself. It's not like, okay, the first person I meet, that's going to be the one, and that's it. You've got it all worked out. Because there's going to be some type of learning and evolving of you.
Yes.
Each one of those steps along the way. And before we know, the one will be in your life, and you'll wonder how it could happen. Like, we take Jason, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Jason and Christina,
Uh-huh.
they met at a bus stop.
They got married.
They're getting married.
I saw the post yesterday.
They're getting married. Did we say September? I'm not totally clear on the date, but yeah, it's just a really lovely story, right?
You see, these things. I mean, he's really awake. He's really open. I don't know anything about Christina, but I assume she's probably the same way.
She's just delightful.
Well, there you go. You see, like the resonance that we are at, the tuning fork that we tune ourselves to, there is the opposite. There is the consonant symbiotic match for this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you in your previous session, which you were at that particular time having a bit of challenge to, shape-shift yourself to that as a possibility. Is that, I was saying the person that you are desiring to meet is already here on the planet. She's already, just like you, has been born into a family, has been going through her own journey, and is seeking you as fervently as you're seeking her.
Yes. And that's a belief system I want to firmly root in.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it's the highest probability of success.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And to accept any beliefs other than the ones that are going to allow us to form healthy, happy families, it's the ultimate self betrayal. And there's so many forces in this world that want us to just give up. And I'm sharing this publicly because it's not something I'm prepared to accept for me or many of the hundreds of people who are watching this right now, and the thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands that we will reach. We don't give up on this.
So, Ravi, let's find out.
Yes.
If your system is in full allowance for everything that you've stated here today.
Mm-hmm.
Say, if it is, there's nothing for us to do except for me to say, way to go, Ravi, and send you out on your, to continue your journey. However, what we are going to do is check in, because there are energy pathways and flows that sometimes can get disrupted by old belief systems that are still lodged in the cellular memory. And so we're just going to do a bit of an assessment to find out if there's anything that maybe we need to put some spotlight on today and address, and open up the flow of those pathways so that you can continue to walk in the full authentic expression of the current Ravi without the impediments of old decisions and beliefs from your past. So we were just having a little discussion about what can happen after you've come this far. You've had 11 sessions, you're now moving into your 12th session, and we've done some of the new decision therapy, maybe the first 5 or 6 sessions, new decision therapy. Sometimes a little of that came back, but we moved on into the Kantilation, which is helping to release all the old memory files around old belief systems that aren't really serving your intentions as you move forward, and cleaning those up in the system. So I was saying that when we go this far, then sometimes you might need a matter of weeks or maybe even months in between your sessions, because you need to have some lived experience to realize that maybe you're bumping up against something new. Like you go down, you have a clear path, everything seems amazing, and then suddenly you come to a fork in the road, and it's like, oh, which way do I go? I'm not sure. This is a new challenge that I haven't seen before, because you're showing up differently. So then it allows perhaps some level of challenge for you to recognize that you couldn't even have seen. You would have been blind to it before you had done all of that work. So now you were sharing with me
So
some of what you've already experienced.
I've experienced a significant change here. I'll just share. So previously, before I had to stop dating, which is about a year and a half ago, which was really clear why, I was in a horrific headspace and basically not functional, right? And I went through so many different ways to find a solution until remembered about Lynn, because I already knew about Lynn like 7 years ago. So since the work that I've done with Lynn, the biggest change I've noticed now, and specifically when it comes to finding my partner, after dates which didn't really feel like they were the right experience for me, I used to go home completely demoralized, have sleepless nights. My brain would be screaming, oh, see, you're ugly, you're not enough. Well, of course, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep having these horrible experiences. And it would keep me up all night, and it'd be haunting me like night and day. And, clearly that was a very deep mind virus I had. And it used to happen a lot. And now after all of the last dates I've had about 5 or 6. After I'm peaceful, I'm walking the streets happily, I've got a smile on my face, and I'm actually saying, my brain's saying, well, Ravi, look how present you are. Look how whole you are. Look how we've just used this experience to be more grounded and have more compassion for women and man alike. And I don't feel bad at all. And I'm sleeping soundly. I'm waking up energized. And I'm not having tremendously challenging experiences like I used to have. And clearly after this many years of doing this on myself, it's not like I'm having the level of experiences that I used to have back in the day. I'm still meeting some great women who are giving me a really positive experience, and I'm giving them a really positive experience too. But the key difference is I don't leave a date where it really was not a connection absolutely hopeless anymore. It's not happening to me, right? And I now recognize that was conditioning, that there was something really deep inside of me previously that was producing that in me. And for that reason, I don't have this to worry about now. I can move forward, and I'm in a different reality now. So I'm now optimistic, and I want you to be optimistic too. Yeah, this is good. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to see now whether there's anything that we need to address since we last saw each other. And based on everything that you're putting out into the field that you say you would like to bring into your life experience. So
Sure.
We're going to do an assessment. We're actually we're actually going into the system and finding out if there's any blocks to energy pathways.
Yes.
Okay, so just bring your arm up and out to the side. Okay, and looking straight ahead, I'm just going to do a base response and press on your arm and ask you to hold it strong. So hold strong. Okay, and that's great. It's not a test of strength, so I'm not pressing all that strong. And now, because the body knows what's true or not true, and we're using your body as a laboratory rather than your mind, Ravi, I'm just going to get you to say your name out loud. Just say, my name is Ravi.
My name is Ravi.
Hold strong. Okay. And now say, my name is George.
My name is George.
Hold strong. Okay. So there's a little glitch in the system for a moment because that doesn't compute as true. So now I'm just going to ask you to say yes.
Yes.
Hold strong. And now say no.
No.
Hold strong. Okay, so now we're simply calibrating to define what the body is showing us as a yes or a no, so that we can get clear answers through the system. Now, we have something called identifying and clearing the 3 layers of denial, something that was developed by the woman who created this whole process called New Decision Therapy. So bring your arm up to the side, and I'm going to have you place your hand over your navel, Ravi. This is one area where all of the meridian pathways converge. And we're just going to find out whether there's a strong or a weak response there. So hold strong. it's up nice and strong, so that's good. And that actually is indicating that when you, Ravi, just go inwards, you can define what's true or not true. Okay, so that's good. So your body's indicating, yep, I know what's true. And now I'm going to place my hand over your navel. You tell me if I've got it in the right spot.
You need to
Yes.
be up slightly higher.
Up a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And now looking straight ahead, hold strong. Okay. So that one is also holding strong. You can let your arm down. And I wonder if we just step a little further away from this camera, because your hand is like right in the field of the camera. All right. So the second thing, the first one was about knowing what's true. The body is saying, yep. Second one, can I speak what's actually true as well? And yes, the body's saying yes to that. And now we're going to check the third one, where, Ravi, you're going to play, where's your navel? Right there? Okay, you're going to place your hand right over the top of mine, looking straight ahead. And this is the first time we've been able to do this like in person. All right, and hold strong. Okay, and I'm going to do what's called a temporal tap. And again, hold strong. There's some compromise there on the third one. Okay, so we have a way of correcting that. We've done this together online, and now I'm going to show you how to do it here, right? That's where you find the points, right? And I'm just going to check on you. So you might be going a little far out, but maybe not. Let me see. Crossing the first set of ribs in there and there. Okay? Yep. Okay. So, I'd invite anybody that's watching to do this with us.
Yes.
As well. So, fingers at the collarbone, coming down at about 45-degree angle. I'm hitting my mic here. I'll have to be careful. Okay. And then just lightly move the fingers in circles. Breathing in through your nose. And blowing out through the nose. And step right a little bit roundly. Yeah. Okay. And we just do that for about 3 inhalations and exhalations, in through the nose, blowing out through the mouth. And then we're going to switch the positioning of the fingers, taking a couple of index and middle finger and going in behind the ear, following from the top down about 2/3 of the way along the mastoid bone, stopping about where, if you had a set of glasses on, where the edge of the glasses would finish. You just hold the fingers there. It's mainly the middle finger that's touching there. And then you take the other fingers and place them right over the center of your navel. Then we're going to do the same kind of breathing again. In through the nose and blowing out through the mouth. And you do keep your eyes open for this. Sometimes it's tempting to close the eyes, but we're going to keep the eyes open. Make sure your knees are unlocked. If you're standing, you can also be sitting doing this, but no limbs crossing, like no crossing of legs or ankles or anything. Okay, so we do that 3 times, just breathing easily. You don't have to over breathe at all. And then switch it around the other way. And breathing in through your nose again. And blowing it through. Okay, great. So I'm going to check you again, Ravi. So I'm going to just ask you to turn this way. Great. Bring the arm up. Awesome. Just sideways like that. And looking straight ahead. Hold strong. So base response is strong. And now we'll see what happens when you touch your navel. Hold strong. And your arm down beside you. And I'm going to put my hand there. Strong. Your hand over the top of mine and hold strong. Okay, and do the temporal tap. Just double check. My hand there again. And your hand on mine. Strong. Okay, so now it's all up strong. So basically, this means now that you're primed to know what's true, speak what's true, receive what's true. So for anybody that's watching, even though you didn't have anybody check you, all of us are vulnerable to falling into one or two or all three compromises to. It's like, and we might not know consciously that the block is there. If you do this little process, it stabilizes your system, opens you up to know, speak, and receive. And if you're in as a group, if you have any groups where you're meeting and you want to have honest conversations, if you do this first, it levels the playing field, because now you're all operating on an equalized system of knowing truth, speaking truth, and receiving truth. Okay, so you can use it this way outside of the bigger process. Okay, there's a lot more to the process than just this, but this is a really great starting point. And anytime you feel things start to go in a dangerous direction where, like buttons are being pushed and argument is ensuing, the best thing you can do before you go any further is, like, again, everybody in the group just stops and you do this to get all of the group back on equal footing again.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So next, since you're strong on all three, we're going to need to take you next over here to the mirror system, because I'm going to have you check in there. So we might need to make a little check. Now we're going to check some points. Actually, before we do them, have you face the mirror. Just turn this way and face me. Okay, and bring this arm out to the side. And we're going to check some points in the area of your heart chakra, starting here with the thymus. Okay, and looking straight ahead, holding that point, hold strong. Okay, so that's just checking nice and strong. In our earlier sessions, it was not, so it's holding strong now. And again, hold strong, and that's what's called the CSX, circulation and sex meridian. That's holding up strong. It came up weak numerous times in our earlier sessions. And now I have your fingers on what's called the heart alarm point. Hold strong. And that's also showing up strong. So now this is good. I'm going to turn around, face the mirror. Bring this arm up again, and I'm going to ask you to put your full attention. I'm going to stand on my tippy toes here so I can actually see your eyes. And look into the right eye, and no one in particular, just looking there, and hold strong. Now put your full attention into your left eye, just looking there, and hold strong. Okay, so that's all showing up strong. So this is looking good. We're just going to see if there's anything that could be just kind of hiding under the surface. But so far, earlier sessions, all these points were weak, and now they're all strong. Okay, so your fingers now are on the CSX point, and bring this arm up and look fully into your right eye and hold strong. Okay, and now look into your left eye and hold strong. So we're not getting any connection between CSX and right eye, which means, okay, that's good. Circuits are all running. Now on the heart alarm point, bring this arm up into your right eye. Hold. doing a temporal tap just to make sure that we're getting right information. And now look into the left eye and hold. Okay. All right. So in terms of new decision therapy, which is the first part of the process that we did in the earlier stages, your body's saying, nope, clean slate. We don't need to do anything more there. So we've got full leverage to go ahead and take the next step, which is to do the Kantilation assessment. Okay, so that's great.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back into the other part of the room. All right, so now we're going to do the Kantilation assessment. So let's start off. What kind of bracelet is this?
This is a Sikh kara, which is given to men who are in the Sikh faith, and it's a reminder of our religious duties and obligations for truth, for service, to be positive members of the community, and to uphold our values of fighting for the right thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Place this hand next to your left ear. That's right. And just hold it there. And I'm just going to check your arm. Hold strong. Comes up nice and strong. Okay, so now place your hand towards the left ear, right ear. That was the left. This is the right. Okay, and again, just looking straight ahead and hold strong. Let's try that again. I'm doing the temporal tap and hold strong. There's some wobble in that. It's not totally strong. Okay, so we do that to figure out whether we're just going to check the central meridian core or if we're going to check the bilateral meridian points. And in this case, since it's showing weak on the right, and are you right-handed?
Yes.
Then we're going to check these points. So we're starting off with the point connected to the lung and hold strong. That comes up strong. And now we're going to go to the point connected to the liver and hold strong, and that's strong. And now the gallbladder, hold strong, that's nice and strong. The spleen, hold strong, and over to the kidney and hold strong. Okay, and now just a little to the right of the belly button, hold strong, and isn't that interesting? Okay, so the compromise is on the point that connects to the large intestine. Okay, so there are 3 qualities that are connected to the large intestine, and I'm just going to get you to repeat them. Maybe just put your arm out this. Let's see, we'll put it out this way or this way. It's either way can work. Let's put it out this way. All right, and okay, so just face there like that. That's good. And I'm going to get you to, yeah, you could just be looking straight ahead that way. Say this statement out loud, Ravi.
Ravi.
No, I just say this statement out loud, Ravi. I am clean.
I am clean.
Hold strong. I do temporal tap. Hold strong. I am good.
I am good.
Hold strong. I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of love.
Hold. Okay. So you're weak on all 3, which means there's still some disruption in your system. There isn't full allowance. There isn't full allowance of these qualities taking up full expression in your life. There's some old beliefs that suggest that you're not fully lovable. Okay? And so this thing around I am clean, it has nothing to do with whether, it's not body cleanliness, like you took your shower or you got your deodorant on or anything like that. It's more, are you in full acceptance of your own purity? The purity that you were born into, as a wee infant, where your innocence. Okay, so somehow it's like you've let go of that innocence to the point where you don't fully own it as something that is part of your innate makeup. Okay, So I am clean, I am good. I am good. Well, let's try the opposite. Let's just have you say, I am bad.
I am bad.
Oh my gosh, look how strong that comes up. I am bad.
I am bad.
Hold. I am good.
I am good.
Hold. Okay. You see, it doesn't even have to make sense consciously, because there's something in there that says, it could even be, like little things that were said to you growing up. Oh, you bad boy, you should have done this instead of that. And then it just sits like in a, even though you're doing good things, it's like then we go out into the world trying to prove our goodness rather than just be it. Right? Okay. All right. So we want to get you fully dialed in to these important qualities, because you don't want to be broadcasting that you're bad on some level, that you're not lovable, that there's something toxic about you, because that's the other part of I am clean. The other side of that would be I'm damaged. You could say that. I am damaged. Just say it out loud.
I am damaged.
Hold. Okay, so you're not holding anything around that. Another expression of it could be I am toxic.
I am toxic.
Hold. Oh my gosh, you're holding some energy around that. You're right. Doesn't even have to make sense, but there's something there's some little clog in the system that doesn't belong there. It's like a piece of dirt in the gasoline. Right? Because there's nothing wrong with the gasoline except that little piece of dirt. If it hits the right spot, it could clog the pipes. Okay, and it could be, the engine is running smoothly, and then all of a sudden that thing starts flowing in and gets in the way of a good thing. So, okay, so all we need to look at is, at the moment, there's disruption.
Yeah.
We don't have to get too analytical about why the disruption is there or how it got there. It's like if you're gonna clean the piece of dirt out, you don't have to stop and think, where did it come from? What's its chemical makeup? All that kind of thing. You just get the dirt out. Yeah. So that the system runs smoothly. So here's the thing. These cantillation qualities, and there are numerous cantillation qualities. We're just zeroing in on the one that the body today is pointing us towards, which is the most relevant in connection with where you want to go next in terms of bringing the kind of relationship into your life that you've expressed in previous sessions.
Of course.
That you would wish to experience. A monogamous relationship, somebody who's awake, right? You're not going to be their teacher, you're going to be in partnership with them, right? You become, if you're at least on a relatively similar page in terms of your evolution, then yes, you will be each other's teachers, but not to lecture at each other. It's just more that you become beautiful mirrors for each other. Okay. And so this is all about from the standpoint of cantillation. You're not operating anymore in that third dimensional dissonance and chaos, and because that's a world of, we're pointing fingers, blaming. It's your fault. You need to change. We did all the cantillation work to move you into that heart-centered place. Not that you weren't already, already at some level expressing that, but there was a lot of smog on the mirror. So we really shone that up through the new decision therapy. And now with this cantillation, it's about moving into that fifth dimension of what appears to be magic and miracles. Like, it seems like, how could this be happening? It's just like, poof, it happened. The impossible is actually in my life, right? The impossible, the thing that I months ago was feeling hopeless and despondent and just couldn't see my way out of the tunnel is something I'm actually living. Yeah. So I'm going to check a couple of things with respect to what you say you would like when it comes to relationship. Okay, so I'm going to, let's form a statement like this. I am open and receptive to meeting a woman who would love, let's see, what would you say you want? Okay, so I'm open and receptive to meeting a woman who is on board with developing a monogamous relationship, a mutual monogamous relationship.
Okay.
Her with me and me with her. Okay, so we'll just see if you're on that playing field and you're in total agreement with it being so.
Yeah.
Okay, so just say that out loud. I am open, just looking straight ahead. I'm open and receptive.
I'm open and receptive
to meeting a woman.
Who,
like myself.
Would
want to be in a committed monogamous relationship.
Would want to be in a committed and monogamous relationship.
A woman who's a great match for me.
A woman who's a great match for me.
And I'm a great match for her.
And I'm a great match for her.
And hold strong. Okay, so we got lots of strength around that. You're totally dialed into that. That's terrific. Okay, so what we need to figure out is which part of all of this you're not dialed into. Any hunches?
I think it's mostly like this sense I've been infected with, that I'm not enough, that I can't see someone wanting me, and that for that reason, because there's something inherently just not enough, that there won't be someone who's likely to want me.
Okay, so that dials back to, okay, so I'm worthy of being loved.
I'm worthy of being loved.
So that's not computing. Okay, I am unworthy of being loved.
I'm unworthy of being loved.
Not dialed into that either, so let me just see here. Place your hand over mine, because I just want to make sure you're holding up on the 3 layers that we checked earlier. Hold strong. Okay, let's do the first one. Looking straight ahead. Hold strong. That's nice and tight. Arm down. I'm going to place my hand there. Hold strong. That's nice and tight. Your hand over mine. Hold strong. Okay, so there's something challenging your system because you've come down on that 3rd layer. So the 3 layers that we were looking at earlier connected to full expression of truth, to know what's true, you're strong on that, to speak what's true, you're strong on that, but the receptivity has come down. There's something that's challenging you on the receptivity level. So all we need to do for that, it doesn't have to be complicated, is we're just going back into the system and resetting you on that 3rd one. So we're going to do this again. Okay, taking a breath in through the nose. And make sure your knees are unlocked and you're aware of your feet. Not just looking up so much, but maybe just slightly down so that you're aware of your physical body. Right, because sometimes when we look up, we kind of disconnect from the reality of this beautiful earth home that we're living in as an energy. Your own physical body. Wiggle your toes a bit, bend your knees. Great, and now we're going to switch up the fingers, behind the ear, over the navel, doing the breathing again. Switch that around the other way. Great. Okay, so now we're just going to check everything again. Your hand there first. Hold strong. Your hand down beside you. My hand there in its place. Hold strong. Your hand now over the top of mine and hold strong. Okay, so right, got you back. Everything's, and I did it with Ravi because we always, if one person's doing a reset, we all do the reset because we're all synergistically tuned in with each other. So this way you're just guaranteeing that everybody's on that equal footing to know truth, speak truth, receive truth. Okay. So now, let's just check you here again.
Okay.
Look straight ahead. I am worthy of being loved.
I'm worthy of being loved.
Hold strong. Okay. I am unworthy.
Clearly, getting out of just some situations where I really didn't have like trust in myself and had such a level of like just disconnection from my own faculties. I was heading towards like situations which I would have been absolutely further lost, like in a really complicated sense, and getting myself out of those just by one at a time, just waking up to truths, waking up to where the hell I am, and making decisions to get out of those dysfunctions, get out of the energies that I don't want in my life, get out of the situations and the contexts that were just pulling me deeper and deeper and deeper, all away from what I even wanted in the first place. So one by one, just making new decisions to go over here and go over here and not accept this and stay strong over here has progressively pulled me out of a lot of the kind of delusional situation I was in and more into reality and actually what I even want. And what's really cool is as I've just become more connected to my own truths of what I'm even here in this world for, things are getting better for me across every level. Business is doing better. I'm doing better as a person. The kind of people I'm around are more aligned with me. And for this reason, I now know I went from being the most lost, absolutely chaotic situation I've ever been in my life, which was many years leading up to just rock bottom. And now,
What did you just say?
It was many years leading up to rock bottom situation where I was in an impossible bind, and I had no idea of how the hell I'm going to get out of that. But it's possible, it's achievable, and I've achieved this, and now on the other side, I've got a great trajectory ahead, and I'm going to continue doing the work. But these things are entirely fixable because we get into these scenarios with conditioning, beliefs, the impacts of society and whatever happened to us. And the truth is that we can actually go back to clarity and go back to having a sense of being aligned with what we really always were. And once we're reconnected with that, it's just a series of decisions to get out of not a great scenario to being on trajectory to doing what you actually really want and what you're here for, right? And that's why we have to be open-minded and understand that when it's time to actually reach the next level, there are amazing tools, such as what Lynn is teaching here. Right then? Thank you very much, Lynn. So how about we conclude by you telling the audience and anyone who's watching this how they can find out more about you, where they can go. I'll give your email and your website in this video.
Yeah, my website is yourlifetransformed.ca. And I can do this kind of work in person, as we've done today.
Yep.
And it can also be done online. It's a little more orchestrating. We have a third person involved in order to do it that way. And part of my mission also is to draw in practitioners.
Yes.
To train people to become practitioners, so that we can really expand the awakeness that this work facilitates.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if anyone is interested in transformational inner work, learning more about how they can teach what Lynn does, speak to Lynn, get in touch, and I can absolutely wholeheartedly recommend, if you are stuck in any area of your life, and in particular if your relationship's just not going anywhere and you're like what was happening with me, well, email Lynn below and have a chat, because I'm sure you will find it extremely eye-opening, like it was for me. Thank you.